By now, I'm sure a lot of you out there have seen the Copy Nothing ad from Jaguar and have probably talked to your friends about it. I knew this was a big deal when my 15-year-old came into the room and said, "Mr. Jeff," because I'm their stepdad, "Mr. Jeff, have you seen the new Jaguar ad?" And he was perplexed. When a 15-year-old is perplexed by an ad, it's something I need to go take a look at. And I knew it was out there and I had seen some stuff, and this has been about 2 weeks ago. And really this freight train on Jaguar hasn't slowed down a heap since then. There are a lot of people wagging about this thing. Now I'm going to give you a little bit about me. I am a former advertising person. I actually went to the Art Institute of Houston when it wasn't a puppy mill. I went to the Art Institute of Houston, graduated with honors, and worked in the advertising business for right at 10 years. And then went on to do editorial stuff in the car magazines with Mustang Monthly and Mustang and Ford. I have an advertising background. I have studied advertising, and I am an advertising nut. I love a really good ad, like the Nissan ad for the 300 ZX back in 1996. Go check out the one below me here, or maybe do it after you watch our video. Don't go away yet. It's a really cool ad, and it actually sells the car pretty well. I like that ad. This ad, I don't know. I don't understand it. There's a lot of people talking about it too. This is something that's going around on YouTube, and I'm not doing this because everybody else is doing it. I'm doing this because I was that perplexed by the ad. It really blew my mind and kind of floored me a bit. The ad is just weird. By commercial standards, advertising standards of what you should do for a brand, it does absolutely nothing toward that brand. You have jarring colors. It's got reds and yellows, very, very shocking in front of your face colors, pinks. And I'm not saying those are bad colors. I'm saying that those colors, unless they're on a car, in an ad, are kind of, they push in your face. And they do some odd things in here because there's no car in it. Not one place do you see a Jaguar in this ad. And I don't know what they were thinking with that. I honestly don't. By normal standards for advertising, there should have at least been a car in there. And they just don't do it. Now, I want to go back and do a little bit of history on this too, because Jaguar is a very storied brand. These guys have been around since 1922 as the Swallow Sidecar Company. They actually started making, in about 1935, they started making performance luxury cars. They were making the SS, I believe, 90 and the SS 100, which was a performance car. And then the war came and things were a little bit chaotic for some reason for Jaguar and everybody else in the UK. After the war, Jaguar became a brand. They brought us things like the XK120, the XK140. These were cars that were capable of 120 miles an hour in 1950. That's pretty unusual and pretty rare. And who can forget the E-Type? Oh my gosh, probably one of the most epically beautiful cars ever created. It literally does look like a Jaguar about to pounce. I am in love with that car. I have been since I was a kid. I'll never be able to own one because, for one thing, they break down all the time, and for another, they leak a lot of oil. You know, all the British gags that you normally see out there about those cars. And they then kind of moved over into a luxury estate kind of, I don't know how you would describe it, but they basically became an executive brand for the UK. And in the UK at the time, especially the late 1950s and 1960s, an executive brand, you built cars for people in executive positions. The nicer your car, the higher your position within the company. Jaguar was among the top brands for high-paid executives in the UK. So that's all the legacy that Jaguar has. And boy, howdy, did they kick that legacy in the teeth with the Copy Nothing ad. There is not a car in the ad. So I wonder, what exactly is Gary McGovern, the guy in charge of creative at Jaguar, thinking? He's a smart man. He has letters in back of his name, which is a big deal in the UK. I mean, if you've got letters like Paul McCartney has letters behind his name, you're a big deal. He has designed some really nice things for the guys at Land Rover and brought that brand back a little bit from where it was at to a more modern design feel. So he has some good street credit. And the design, I'm showing you right now, the design that he did is very pretty. It is different looking. It is distinctive and it is nice. It is also a prototype. So I don't know if the Beaners are going to be able to let him go and make what he wants to make of this car. But anyway, beyond all that, our Jaguar trying to take the staid and comfy armchair guy and just kick him to the curb in favor of an edgy, modern, lean, whatever. Is that the right move for the company? I will say this. I charge that people have had the name Jaguar on their lips a lot more since November 18th than they ever had on their lips in the last 40 years. Lots of people in the UK, in America, are talking about Jaguar now. It has awoken the brand's name. But is it in a positive way? Is this going to benefit Jaguar, or is it going to hurt Jaguar that they are now being talked about the way they're being talked about? I don't really know the answer to that. I hope that the new design that they've come out with will knock off all of the talk. But I have to wonder if all of this isn't a dog and pony show for what's going on in other parts of this, because you'll notice something. Jaguar has announced that they are doing away with any petrol-powered vehicles as of 2025. They're going to be releasing everything EV. All of their vehicles from this point on are going to be EV vehicles. For those of you not in the know, EV is an electric vehicle. So I'm saying a vehicle, electric vehicle. But EVs are what they're going to be doing. They're not doing any gas-powered vehicles any longer. They're stopping production already in 2024, and they're moving into this other line. I mean, let's face it, if a 15-year-old comes to me and talks to me, we've all seen you, Jaguar, and we're kind of worried about you. We're worried that maybe you're off your meds a little bit. But I think it's also part of a larger plan. It's about batteries and making them in the UK. This is something that is being done to Jaguar by Tata, and the EV part of this with Jaguar and the release of the new ad that's kind of knocking the head off of Jaguar as a stodgy old man's performance luxury car. There's a bigger game afoot here, and I'll tell you why I know that. According to The Guardian, in February of this year, the Indian conglomerate Tata has confirmed Bridgewater in Somerset in the UK as the site of this new £4 billion, and that's $5 billion US dollars, battery factory, which will bring about 4,000 jobs to the region. Tata's battery business, Agratas, said it has bought land at the Gravity Smart campus off the M5 just outside of the town. So the change in direction for Jaguar, is it the right thing to do? They're going to be all EV by the end of 2025 or at the beginning of 2025. They have stopped production of any gasoline-powered vehicles at Jaguar. Matter of fact, they stopped production. They're going to be selling the remainder of what they have as 2025 models, kind of like Ford did back in the 70s with the Shelbys. They're just going to take those cars that have been produced and sell them as 2024s and maybe 2025s. I'm not sure about that, how that would work out. So they are basically out of the gasoline engine production. And I kind of wonder what that's going to do. Are there engineers there that are going to lose their jobs now because that's what they've done and that's what they do? They do gasoline-powered cars and that's what they understand. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to bode well or badly for anybody that works at Jaguar because of the change that they're making. So they're going to be all EV vehicles. But I think this really boils down to Tata putting a battery plant in the UK. Jaguar is a very storied brand. We talked about it a second ago. Around since 1922, they have this big name that people know. People know the name Jaguar even if they don't say it every day. Well, at least before November 18th. It gives Tata a brand with some gravitas to be able to put their EV batteries, the lithium batteries that they're going to be producing in the UK, in cars made in the UK. There you go. I think it's about the battery plant. I think it's about Tata saying, this is a chance for us to play in the EV market, and if it doesn't work, we're not out a lot of skin. Because the skin's coming off a Jaguar. Jaguar is already a fairly small mark anyway, not making nearly as much money as the guys at Porsche even. Porsche's US sales equal, or a little bit more actually, than Jaguar's worldwide sales. So they're not going to be losing a whole lot of skin if something doesn't work with the Jaguar rebranding and the EV change that they're making to the Jaguar line. I don't know that this is such a good idea, though, because there's a lot of companies out there, Toyota for one, that are just basically abandoning the EV line. Toyota is basically saying, nah, we're not doing that anymore. We're going to be concentrating our efforts on hydrogen-powered vehicles, which has always seemed to make a little more sense to me. Tesla has been having some financial trouble because of, lower demand for their cars. Ford and a lot of other ones, there's like 5 or 6 other companies that are saying, no, we're backing out of the EV market pretty heavily now because there just isn't the demand by the populace for an EV vehicle. And I think some of that boils down to either the perceived or the real idea that EV vehicles are a lot harder to deal with from the aspect of you have to find a charging station, you have to sit there for 15 or 20 minutes waiting for the car to charge up enough for you to go where you need to go. It's a perception probably, but the perception problem is what is causing people to not buy the EV vehicles. You can go to the gas station, be in and out of there in 8 minutes if you want to, 10 if you go inside and get a coffee. So I don't know if this is a smart move for Tata/Jaguar, but it's the move they've made. And so what we're going to have to do is to sit back, eat our Cheetos, drink our American beer, probably not Budweiser for a lot of you guys out there, and see where this road runs. Do me a favor, folks. Be kind to each other, love on each other, treat each other nice. We'll see you later. I'm out.